Welcome back to Character Select. I am Tyler, and with me again today
is Malhavoc. What's up?
And we are playing some more Sorcery. Last time we left off, we were just outside the village of Dumpus.
Outside of Dumpus Junction.
We had ventured across the land through a mine. We fought an ogre, met
Saved
some
a
old
witchy
dude in the
person.
town, saved a witch in a cage who gave us some stuff, and now we are outside the village of Dumpus on our quest to reach the city port of Traps, Kare. On our quest to recover the Crown of Kings.
Magical crown! Zoom back out briefly.
Yes.
So, our choices for travel,
Yes.
after we go through Dumpus, are then either going to be going through Urstanti, or through the Jaker Mines,
Or the Bridge of Vancass.
Now, it looks like the road that leads north out of Urstanti just, disappears, right... Is there, Okay, so that, I'm assuming, just leads to nowhere.
Who knows?
The mines... So the mines are along the side of the bridge, and then there's the bridge itself.
They're below the bridge.
Okay, so
See, this is a cliff here, so they're, down here, this path goes down.
Oh, the southern path, I see it.
Yeah, I don't have... you don't see my cursor is the thing, so...
No, you don't see mine either.
Yeah.
But, and then I'm assuming... So one of those... Perhaps it might be the Mines of Moria or not. But then our plans for travel are to pass that, go up through the northern town.
We want to get up here to Torapani.
Okay, so we can't travel via the Crystal Waterfall by a river up to it, so...
No, you cannot take the river along Crystal Waterfall up here.
Okay, so so we're basically gonna have to go even more north into the mountains regardless.
Yes. But first, we want to decide whether or not we want to enter the village of Dumpus or avoid it.
Is there a way to pull back the log from where we last left off?
The last one we have is this one here. The path winds a few more times around gigantic trees, thousands of years old, and then emerges onto a sudden plain, as if the forest had been scooped away by a gigantic hand. A river trickles thinly between short grasses, and by its banks stands a tiny village.
Village of Dumpus.
The village of Dumpus.
Then we shall once more enter the village.
Enter the village of Dumpus. Today has been a short day with few true dangers. With a decent meal and a night's sleep, your next day will start auspiciously. So you begin the gentle climb down into the village. You follow the path down into the village, passing a sign which declares it to be Dumpus. The streets are thin and narrow, and the buildings have been set close together, as if trying to withstand a storm. There's a terrible smell hanging in the air. All in all, it seems an unpleasant place. Do you explore the town, talk to the villagers, or find an inn?
Let us explore the town.
You're going to explore the town. Halfway along the track, you come across a couple of merchants' huts. You browse for items worth buying with your 8 gold pieces, and your attention is taken by a finely woven skull cap, a finely crafted sword, and a small bag of provisions.
We still have... Our ration count is 4.
4. We have 4 rations.
Okay. Examine...
Now, I will tell you the skull cap is a spell component.
Okay. I'm trying to remember for which spell that is.
We can browse the spell book if you would like.
Let us please do that.
We are browsing the spell book. Alright, so the first few are just all 3 stamina, then some small stamina. Alright, bamboo flute, goblin's tooth, giant's tooth. We have a vial of glue now.
Mm-hmm.
How, Doc, Doze Dud. We have a pebble.
Pebbles.
Fall, dim, fog, mud, sand, skullcap, tell, allows you to read minds.
Wow. Now, does it burn up the skull cap on use?
It does not. You keep it forever.
Oh. that's not bad.
That is all it is used for. Telepathy.
Still, that is, not, like, since it's not like a standard component and burnt up on use, that could be very handy-dandy. Let us... Yeah,
if you examine it, you might not be... Yeah, let's examine the skull cap.
Yeah, let's examine it.
Alright. You pick up the skull cap and turn it over. Stolen from a priest of Dadulay, the merchant declares with pride. A fine piece of work. 4 gold pieces. You can tell from the feel of the cloth it has no inherent magic, but it might be useful in spells. Now remember, you have the emerald, which
is
you
worth
can use.
10 gold pieces.
Yes.
It's stolen from... I'm not sure what a priest of Dadulay is. Huh. Okay. I'm wondering how much the sword costs, because is it possible to pick up both the skull cap and the sword? Is it only choose one?
No, you can pick up multiple items.
Alright, let's go ahead and try it on.
Alright. You place it on your head, but you feel nothing. You take it off again.
Pay 4 gold pieces.
Alright. You pay him 4 gold pieces, and you place the skull cap in your sack.
Alright. Examine the sword.
Alright. Carefully, you lift the long sword from the table and swing it through the air. It cuts with a finely carved edge. A fine piece of work, I'm sure you'll agree, the merchant enthuses. 6 gold pieces.
I'm wondering if there's any way to know whether, like, how that affects our...
So that will increase our skill. Like, every time you can get a sword, it will increase your abilities, unless it specifically says it's not greater than your
Not that great
weapon.
than what we got.
Right.
Let's go ahead and pay with the emerald. I'm hoping he'll give us change.
You hand over the emerald and strap the long sword around your waist. That's enough.
Yeah.
You nod to the merchant. The merchant smiles. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Is there any work to be had here?
Is there any work to be had? I need to earn some money. The merchant sizes you up. You look like a good worker to me. One of my friends needs some digging doing. I'm sure he would pay and feed you for it.
Digging what?
Merchant shifts uncomfortably. Does it matter? You'll find out. He stares at you. So? He asks. He looks over his shoulder at the path. I'm going that way myself. Are you coming? Do you want to head out of town, find an inn, follow the merchant, or talk to the villagers?
Let us follow the merchant.
Alright. He leads you to a house on the edge of the village and introduces you to the householder, a stout man who's probably incapable of lifting a spade, let alone digging with it.
What is it you need doing?
Cesspit, the man replies. Out back. Needs digging.
How much?
Well, the man replies, it's pretty urgent. Old one's overflowing.
How much money?
You demand. 3 gold pieces.
I'll get started.
Alright. Because remember, he's paying you, and he's feeding you, and he's giving you a place to sleep.
Yeah, so that's what I'm kind of like, okay, yep, all of it.
Spades out back, he replies with a jerk of his thumb. You walk through the man's house into the back garden. The smell is terrible. The job is not just to dig a new cesspit, but to dig over the old one. And it's going to be several hours' work that'll probably take the whole night. You collect the spade stuck in the ground by the hole. Do you start digging or cast a spell?
Let us cast a spell.
What kind of spell do you think you'd want to cast here?
Let's see what we have available.
Alright, well, you don't have a D anything. Pep gives you strength, but we need fire water, which we don't have.
Yep. Whoa, what happened there?
Magic. Zap, we can create lightning.
I
Or
don't think that would help.
Big, increase our size. IG, grow in size.
I'll just give Big a try, see if that does anything.
Alright. You cast the spell and wait for it to take effect. Then you feel the spade turn from a heavy tool to a mere toothpick in your hand as you swell to 3 times your usual size. You have the digging work done in barely any time.
Collect my pay.
You go back to the house and collect your money. 3 gold pieces. The grateful householder also provides you with some food, as well as space on the floor to rest for the remainder of the night. You settle down happily and are quickly asleep.
Awesome.
You dream strange dreams as you sleep. Your thoughts are dominated by the strange woman in the hut. In your mind, she has become younger and more beautiful than she truly was. Flowers seem to blossom from her hair, as though she was grown from the earth itself. Overhead, you fancy you hear the flap of giant wings. Birdmen came for the crown? Perhaps. Before this journey is finished, they will come for you.
Dun, dun, dun.
We are going to leave Dumpus. So, you rise early, dismiss the attentions of the householder, and head out into the street. Within a few minutes of walking, you are out of Dumpus and back on the road. After another hour or so, the way branches, with one path heading up into the hills, and the other turning downhill and along one side of a barren, stony ridge. Is that a village you can make out on top of the hill? It seems a lonely place for it. First, we're just going to look at our items here. So we have a weapon here. So this gives us a +2
Yeah, that's
to our
not
skill. So combat's going to be that much easier. We have 7 gold pieces. We have 4 rations because we didn't have to eat anything.
Mm-hmm.
Spellbook page with half a spell. Some beeswax for Raz. Cloth skeleton cap. A vial of glue. Nose plugs. And 4 pebbles.
So we've got 4 of the pops, 1 of the glues.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the nose plug one is.
Nif. It causes bad smells.
Gotcha. So there's Urstanti, and then there's.
Do you want to go
downhill
uphill to
towards the mine.
Urstanti, or go downhill towards the Jaeger mines in the bridge of Van Cass?
Have we heard? I don't think we've heard anything about the Janker mines at all.
You haven't heard anything about any of these 3.
Urstanti sounds. I think we did hear about Urstanti from the first villager.
Was he talking about Urstanti or Biratanti?
Okay, he may have been talking about. Wow, they're all
or
Tantis.
Christatanti.
Yeah, Christatanti was the one he was talking about.
Yes.
Okay, so they're all Tantis. All right.
Yes.
Dirty Tanti.
Dumpus Tanti.
Dumpus Tanti. Dump Tanti. I guess we can go check out the village then.
Alright, we'll head uphill. The gentle upward slope becomes a steep climb, and you are forced to rest several times. So far you have been walking through the foothills. Now the journey will become more serious. When finally you reach the summit and can look out over the low plateau you have crested, you see the path runs through a small settlement of crudely fashioned huts. There are villagers out in the street talking and working. It seems a happy, bustling place.
I don't know how happy and bustling that looks. Watch for a while longer.
You stay at your vantage point and watch a while longer to see if things change. After a while, you begin to notice something strange about the way the people in the village are moving. First, you notice one is limping, then another. Then you realize they are all shuffling as they move. Some use sticks. One is even crawling.
Ew.
Do you watch more, go closer, or say best avoid this place?
I'm kind of interested in what's going on, but at the same time, it reeks of the idea of plague or something. Watch a little bit longer, and then we'll probably get out of here.
You stay hidden and watch for longer. After a while, you realize that whatever is happening in the village, it is desperate. There is no laughter, no joy. There is no trade or commerce. The women do not walk about, and the men do not watch them. It is like a prison camp. Do you stay away from this place, or go and visit these people?
It's frightening. On the one hand, I want to help them, but at the same time, that's a whole village. I don't know if one guy can do... If I had a party, I would say the valiant thing and let's go forth. I'm going to err on the side of caution this time and say, let us stay away from this place.
Alright, it is a silly place. You have seen enough. Taking to the low scrub, you walk a quarter circle around the village to the far ridge. Do you look back or keep going?
Look back.
Looking back, you can see now the village a little closer. There are red crosses marked on some of the doors. It is the sign of the plague. You shudder, thank your spirit, and move on. The path turns down a steep scree slope and into some trees.
Yeah, glad we avoided that.
Going down a lower path, it is difficult to see the way ahead through the tree line, but you trust to the course, and eventually the path bursts out onto a narrow stone ledge high above the valley floor. The ledge leads left and right. There is no way forwards.
Look left.
Looking left, you can see that the narrow ledge is formed by a splitting of the rock that leads all the way down to the misty valley floor. If there is a path up the other side, it is not clear from here.
So that probably leads into the mines of Moria. Jaeger mines. Same difference.
Mm-hmm.
As long as there's not a Balrog in this one, I think we'd be good. Look right.
Looking right, you're taken aback. As out of the mist that fills the valley, an impossibly wide bridge looms into view, as if it had only now fallen into place. It is made of planks and thick ropes, and is suspended from this peak to the peak on the other side. Who could have built such a marvel, and how long ago?
Look at the bridge.
You take a moment more staring at the bridge. It forms a delicate curve across the valley, swaying very slightly in the wandering wind. But the more you look, the more it seems too perfect. Could such a bridge possibly exist, or is it mere illusion to trick the incautious traveler?
Excuse me. I'm going to say we'll go ahead and move on.
Excellent. Getting to your feet once more, you take a moment to find your balance before moving on. One slip here and you will fall a long way down. Do we go into the valley or to the bridge?
Let us go to the valley, because I don't know the air-laden speed. The airspeed of a laden swallow.
Those who approacheth the bridge of death. The bridge seems untrustworthy. Should anything happen while you're halfway across it, there would be no escape but the last, most final kind. Better to walk. You make your way along the stone ledge. The angle is steep, and it's hard going not to stumble. At the valley floor is a dried-up river, covered in worn stones honed by water that is now long gone. Small caves open in the rock face nearby, with rusted machinery abandoned outside. There was mining here once, but it must have been a long time ago. A wider track made for carts carrying ore leads up the far slope. Do you look around, investigate the mines, or climb up?
Let us look around for a moment.
You pause for a moment to recover your breath and look around. Do you look at the machinery or the river bed?
Look at the machinery.
You walk for a while between ancient machines that list out of the mud beside the riverbed. Gigantic hoppers, now bronze with rust, with huge spiked wheels on their sides, and chutes leading between them, now thick with bindweed, slugs, and mud. Whatever these machines were for, they have not worked in decades, maybe even centuries.
Look at the riverbed.
You look down at the riverbed, nothing but a carpet of stones.
Take some stones.
You choose 3 nice round pebbles and stash them in your backpack. Heavy to carry, but useful.
For popping.
For popping.
Let us investigate the mines.
You approach the mine entrance. Wet wind greets you from the depths. The mine shaft must lead somewhere, but it is pitch dark. There are no torches, and you do not have any light of your own. Do you climb up or go inside?
Do we have any spells that could create light?
Let's see. We have Zap for lightning, Hot for fireball, Fa for force field, Wall for another force field, Law for controlling animals, Dumb for making people stupid, Big for growing, Walk for another shield, Dot for opening doors, Raz Sus for danger, 6 for copying yourself, jig for dancing, gob for whatever, yob for that, gum for that, how, doze, dud, madge, pop, fall, dim, fog, mud, nif, tell, gack, sap, god. I think there is this one, sun.
Oh, that's a dazzling or just light enough to act as a torch.
But requires a sun jewel.
And I'm not familiar with that. I suppose we could always leave once we go inside. Because I am interested in it, but if it's just too dark, we'll just turn around.
Well, you can make your choice.
Yeah, we'll go inside.
Alright.
I've still got 3 resets, so...
You stride further inside until the wet rock is above you and the air falls suddenly cold and still. Your breath echoes. Tight, dark places are often fearsome, and though the rock walls here were carved with axes, there is still something wild and harrowing about the place. Your feet crunch on the gravel floor.
Cast a spell.
The spells you can cast today
I'm not sure.
Nothing. Hot and how.
How? How should tell us which way to go.
Find safe passage.
Yeah.
We can do hot for fireball. We can do sus to sense danger. And we can cast God if we had a jewel of gold.
Illusion of worship. So it's either going to be sense danger or find safe passage.
It's up to you. Or neither.
Let us do find safe passage. How?
Oh, find safe passage. How? You cast the spell and wait to find how you can escape the mine. The answer, when it comes, is obvious. You must turn around and go back into the sunlight.
Alright, then that's exactly what we'll do.
Alright, turn back. It is too much. You turn and hurry back to the sunlight and out of the valley.
Yep.
Your breath is short and your heart is hammering as you pause halfway up the valley slope. The small wooden hut is opposite, set a little way back from the path.
Look at the hut.
You stop to watch the hut, dropping behind a bush out of sight as you do so. After a few minutes, you see a troll emerge, ducking to get through the tiny frame of the building. He is clearly guarding something around here, perhaps another goblin mine, or perhaps he was stationed here long ago to guard a city that has now crumbled to ruin.
Wait to see what he does.
The creature stands outside the hut for a few minutes, looking this way and that, his colossal head turning with the speed and dexterity of a mill wheel. Then he stomps away, around the curve of the hill. You probably have a few minutes before he reappears.
Do we dare to go inside the hut or not?
I mean, we got spells we can cast if he shows up. Up to you.
Go inside the hut. Take a look.
You seize the opportunity and race over to the hut to see what you can pilfer. Inside, you find it is a barren shack. There is a low oak table in the center and no windows. There is no door. A pile of blankets in one corner is the only nicety.
Look at the table.
By the look of the table and its stains, this is where the troll sharpens his blade, skins his rabbits for the pot, and sleeps. Certainly strong enough. 4 wide trunk legs supporting a split trunk top, etched deep and carved. The creature will be back any moment. You should go. Do you want to look under the table, look at the blankets, search the blankets, or leave?
He'll be back any moment. Crap. Damnation. Let's go ahead and bugger out, leave.
Alright, leave. You've been here long enough. Quickly you turn and hurry away, just in time to see the troll returning from its patrol around the edge of the hill. It hasn't seen you, and is too stupid to notice anything you might have moved or left out of place. It moves to enter its hut. Do you slip away, or go back and face the troll?
Let us slip away for now.
Alright.
Could have searched
With the troll
blankets,
out of sight, you hurry your way along the path, not pausing again until the hut is far out of sight. And we're going to keep walking next time on Character Select. So thank everybody for watching. Click that like button down below if you want to. Subscribe, ding that bell. And Mal.
Yep.
You dodged the plague.
Yeah, I kind of had that feeling there. As soon as I saw the picture that was up on it, I was like, those do not look like happy villagers in any way, shape, or form.
No, they were not.